Today we're doing cannellini, kidney bean, and black bean salad, and I hope you're going to like it. It's a variation on a regular bean salad, but it doesn't use some of the things that we traditionally put in here, and it's got a lot of color, which entices a lot of attention to it, and hopefully more people eating it. So we're going to start with about 2 cups, and I'm just using canned beans. If you have cooked beans yourself, that's terrific, but these are just canned that I've rinsed. They're not going to be cooked again, so they should be in pretty good condition. It's a can of each of those kinds of beans. I looked for and chose those that had no added sodium or no added salt when I was doing the shopping. If that's not a concern, you could go either way, or if you can't find them, I couldn't find all of them that way, but I used the ones that I could. We're also going to add a little bit more salt to it later on, so if you've chosen this kind, I would assume that it's for the reason that you want to reduce the sodium content in your diet. If that's the case, you may want to leave out the sodium later on. However, a little bit of sodium, a small amount, will actually enhance the flavor of everything, making it more flavorful. So there's a reason to keep some. So I've got about a cup of chopped fresh red pepper, bell pepper, and similar of green. Now that's about 1 of each, and so since this is a salad, if you don't want to waste, if you've got a little bit and you don't have another alternative use, go ahead and put the whole thing in there. If there's a little bit extra, if it's a little bit less, that's fine too. About a cup of red onion. Now I like the red onion here. Tends not to be quite as sharp. It also adds a lot more color to it, and since that's one of the goals of this salad, to perk up the cooler weather by bringing in a lot of color, that's a nice choice there. And then this is frozen corn. Again, about a cup. Don't cook it ahead of time, just pull it out of the freezer. It'll either thaw while the salad melts together, or it will, you can just put it in the refrigerator and it will thaw a little bit there. Now be real gentle when you're stirring this, because we want to keep all of those beans intact, and if you're a little bit rough, you're going to break some of them up. All right, let's get a dressing going. We don't need to stir that until we have the dressing on tap. So I'm going to use half a cup of either olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, or if you don't like the flavor of either of those, a mild tasting oil such as canola. I've got half a cup of red wine vinegar. You could use Chardonnay vinegar as well. I like the flavor of this one. You could also use just regular apple cider vinegar. 2 tablespoons of fresh lime juice. A teaspoon of kosher salt. Now, I'm using kosher salt. You could reduce the amount if you don't have kosher salt. You just have regular salt, because the kosher has larger granules, and so you actually get less in a teaspoon. I've got 1 clove of garlic that I actually pressed, and 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper, 1.5 teaspoons of cumin. And many bean salads have some sugar in them, so I've got 2 tablespoons of sugar. You could replace that with a sugar replacement, but consider this makes 10 servings, so that's not going to be much sugar per actual serving. Half a teaspoon of chili powder, something odd in the cilantro, 1/4 a cup of cilantro, and then as much hot sauce as you choose. So we're going to put in a couple of squirts here, and we're just going to whisk these together and just kind of get a little bit of an emulsion. We're going to pour it over the salad, and once that happens, we're going to let it cover it tightly, put it in your refrigerator, and let it sit for a couple of hours, 1 to 3 hours, for the flavors to blend together. And then you're ready to serve it. Now, I considered cutting this down because it's such a large recipe. 20 servings is a lot of bean salad. However, because it used 1 can of this and 1 can of that, I chose to leave it as it is. If you wanted to cut it down, what you could do is choose 2 of the beans instead of 3, and use 1 cup of each of those, and then cut everything else down. And that would give you 5 servings, something a little bit more reasonable for every day. This is great if you're going to a potluck or if you're having people over. All right, that's all there is to it. Normally, as I said, you'd cover that and let it sit for 1 to 3 hours for the flavors to meld together. However, for us today, I'm just going to serve up a nice healthy portion here. This could be a main course salad as well, because it has all those beans in it, or you can use it as a side salad. I hope you'll give this one a try. It's really, really good. It's cannellini, black bean, and kidney bean salad. For Oklahoma Gardening, I'm Barbara Brown.